All right. Well, welcome everybody. Happy Saturday. This is Michelle Barnes calling in from Highlands Ranch, cold, snowy, Highlands Ranch, Colorado. We have about 3 feet of snow here in Colorado. It's been an insane couple days. School was canceled on Thursday and Friday. I mean, it's just been absolutely nuts. My poor cockapoo, the snow is deeper than he is tall. It's very interesting. So anyway, sometimes I'm like, why do I live here again? For multiple reasons, but I do love it. I love 3 seasons at least. Anyway, I hope you guys are all having an absolutely amazing weekend so far. So excited that you're here today. Welcome. If this is the first time that you're joining us on our Global Saturday team call, I want to welcome you with open arms. I'm so excited to have you here. Just to give you a little bit of background, I'm going to give you a little background, like you're probably thinking, like, who the heck am I listening to? I have actually been in this amazing profession now for 29 years, which is so crazy to say that because I feel like I'm only in my 30s, so that's weird. Anyway, I dropped out of law school 29 years ago, long story short. I really, thought my whole life I was going to, be an attorney and do all these things. I went to CU Boulder here in Colorado, go Buffs, go Coach Prime, and then went to law school in L.A., was interning for 3 miserable attorneys, and I saw their life, and I looked at their life, and I was like, oh, my God, that's going to be me in 20 years. And to be honest, it scared the hell out of me because they were miserable. And I thought, oh, my gosh, I want to make a lot of money. Yeah, I want to help a lot of people, but I want to, love my life. I want to enjoy what I do for a living. And so I came back to Colorado, and between my first year and second year of law school, I was waiting tables and bartending. It's the only real job I've ever had in my life is waiting tables and bartending. I was a personal trainer at the time, interning, for the miserable attorneys I worked with. I did work for a weekly newspaper, kind of learned the ropes with advertising there for a little bit over that summer. But that was when I was introduced to the network marketing profession. And to be honest, you guys, I almost walked out of my first meeting. Can you imagine? I was so skeptical, okay? I saw products in the corner. I was like, oh, great. Here we go again. It's another one of these deals. I was kind of familiar with Amway and Mary Kay, companies like that, obviously phenomenal companies. But at the time I was like, I am educated. I went to college. I'm in law school. I'm going to be an attorney. It was a total ego thing. Meanwhile, I was broke. So I was $80,000 in debt from 5 years of education, had 3 pathetic jobs, was still living paycheck to paycheck, was living in a 1-bedroom apartment with 4 people. And I was like, okay, obviously if things were going so great, I wouldn't be in the situation that I'm in. Maybe I should take a better look at this. So I sat there and I listened to the presentation. And honestly, there were some things that really struck a chord. You know how there's just kind of those defining moments in your life where, you're listening to someone or something happens and all of a sudden it's like, whoa. And one of the things that they talked about is that only 3% of America retires financially independent. And they talked about how 97% of America retire financially dependent on friends, family, or the federal government when they retire. Now that's after working 40 years, 40-plus years, 40-plus hours a week, right? And I thought, well, I don't want to work for the next 40 years to still be financially dependent on someone else. This makes zero sense. Who would want to work 40-plus years to not be financially independent, right, or financially free? And I thought, this is crazy. So at 23 years old, I looked at this opportunity and I thought, wow, okay, well, what do I have to lose? What if I got started on a part-time basis? Obviously I thought, if I can make an extra $500 a month, an extra $1,000 a month. Think about it. These days, you guys, how many people out there, in America and all over the globe could really use an extra $300 to $500 a month? They say an extra $300 a month. Only $300 a month would save the majority of people who file bankruptcy. If they just had an extra $300 a month, they wouldn't have to file bankruptcy. How crazy is that, you guys? And these days with gas prices and grocery prices and inflation and all the things, most people's typical jobs aren't keeping up with inflation. And people are living paycheck to paycheck, not even. And it's so sad to see what's happening. And so it's for me, I was kind of in the same place, honestly, 29 years ago. And I thought, If I can make an extra $500 a month, that's an extra $6,000 a year. If I can make an extra $1,000 a month, that'd be an extra $12,000 a year. You know, even if I just kind of fit this into the cracks of my life and did this part-time on the side to make that little extra money, I could start chiseling away at this $80,000 mound of debt that I created from doing what everybody said to do to be successful. Go to school, get good grades, go to college. And I did that. You know, I was the first person in my family to go to college. And so I was like, this just seems so broken to me. And then I saw so many people, you know, doing the whole 40-year plan that were still broke. And I thought there's got to be a better way. And I am not saying by any means that network marketing is perfect. Nothing is perfect, right? But it is better, guys. And I would have never known when I took a look at this opportunity 29 years ago when I almost walked out of my first meeting. I mean, who would have ever thought that I'd still be here 29 years later? And has it been easy? No. Okay. There's been so many ups and downs over the last 29 years, but I will tell you, being able to be my own boss, set my own hours, do what I want, when I want, with who I want, where I want, and being able to be a single, stay-at-home mom with a full-time, really super-duper strong six-figure income that I've been able to make millions of dollars in this profession, I ended up making $102,000 my first year accidentally, guys. I didn't even understand how the comp plan worked. I just literally, my personality type is not the most analytical, so I was like, look, just tell me what the driving behaviors are to make a lot of money. There's people here making six figures. We all have the same products. We all have the same comp plan. Just tell me what the driving behaviors are to make six figures, and I will do what those people have done. You know, like to me, that was not rocket science, right? It's like do what they do, learn how to say what they say, get their same results every single time. And that is exactly what happened. But what happened along the way in that first year is that I fell in love with this business. Like I fell in love with helping people's health, helping people's financial situation. I fell in love with, after I went to like a few like 3-day trainings and events, as soon as I went to my very first 3-day event, I saw the people, the leaders up there on stage, and they were speaking, and they were inspirational and they were motivational, and they literally, like that first event, like rocked my entire soul, because I was like, oh my gosh, like this is what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to inspire people. I'm going to help people change their health. I'm going to help people change their financial situation. And more importantly, I'm going to show people that there is a better way, that there's a better way than just doing the 40-hour week, 40-plus year grind to retire broke. And I became very, very passionate about that. And I do think it takes a different mentality. You know, some people are kind of like born like little mini entrepreneurs. I do think that was me. I was the kid with the lemonade stand. I was the kid selling candy bars. I was the kid doing all those things. Always had little businesses on the side, things like that when I was younger, cleaning houses, babysitting, all the things. So I think some people are born kind of with that little entrepreneurial spirit, and some people aren't, and that's okay. But I think that for anybody and everybody, I don't think anyone out there couldn't use an extra $500 a month, an extra $1,000 a month. And that what we do here, if we can teach you how to do that without recruiting, without building a team, which is amazing. Okay, we have a dual-sided comp plan. You're going to find out more about that if you're brand new. But I mean, the opportunity to make a part-time or full-time income here without recruiting or without team building is unbelievable. And you're going to hear from some amazing women that just by building a customer base and helping people with these phenomenal products, they've been able to achieve incredible incomes, some part-time, some full-time. So anyway, fast forward, here I am 29 years later, like I said, single mom, sole provider of 2 amazing, awesome teenage boys, which is never a dull moment. And and you know what? I thank God for this business every single day. I really do. And you know what? I am so excited about where we are right now. It's been, you know, the world's kind of crazy. Our country's kind of crazy. Network marketing's been a little bit crazy. But I feel like we've turned the ship around and we are like heading in such the right direction right now. It feels so good. It feels light. It feels happy. It feels, I mean, people are so excited, and I don't know about you guys, but if you haven't heard about our new GLP-1 launch, this like natural Ozempic, I mean, guys, it's crazy. I mean, these injections are all the craze out there, and, you know, they don't have the best side effects. And it's been proven that when you stop taking these injections, these shots, you gain the weight back. And there's people that are having digestive issues, like it's paralyzing their digestive tract. Now, I'm not saying there's not a time and a place for certain things like this. I do know people that those injections were a great kickstart for them to, kickstart their weight loss efforts, and for people that had, tried everything. But I am seeing the same thing with our GLP-1 system, and even better results. And guess what? It's natural. It's not synthetic. So, guys, our hero products, we are rocking it with this GLP-1 system that just launched. Our focus group lost over 550 pounds in 12 weeks, with the average person losing over 20 pounds, you guys. Isn't that freaking insane? I've already lost 10 pounds, and that was even like going to Cabo and eating my face off for 5 days. So I am so excited about this system. And I don't know about you guys that are on the GLP-1 system, but I am sleeping better than I have slept in over a decade. So I don't know what in there is making that happen, but boy, am I grateful for that. Because, man, if you can get a good night's sleep, your body's going to repair itself like crazy through the evening. Then, obviously, we have our patented liquid collagen. We have our mental health line, our gut health line. We have our women's health line. Just products that actually matter, products that people want, people need, that could be each of those product lines that I just talked about could be multi-billion-dollar products in this company just in and of itself, okay? And then we have like 80 products on the back end that are his, hers, health and home, safe, effective, affordable, just makes sense. I call them anyway products. You're going to buy them anyway. Why not buy them from yourself? Instead of, supporting, these big companies like Target and Walmart and Whole Foods and things like that, why not buy those products from your own business? Why not support your own company and support your own business? Transfer your buying dollars, buy it from yourself instead of buying it from the store. So we have got some exciting things happening, guys. I don't know if you're hearing or have heard about all the craze that's happening with Black Friday / Black November. We don't just have Black Friday, we have Black Friday month, okay? And it is amazing. You guys, this is my 9th Black Friday here at Modere, and every single one of them gets better and better and better. It is always our biggest month of the year. So if you are brand new, and let's say you're just hopping on this call today, taking a look, kind of being a fly on the wall and listening to what we got going on here, maybe you're considering adding this to, kind of diversify your portfolio of income streams coming in. If there was ever a time to get started, it's now. We get paid twice a day. And guess what? With these promotions that are launching on Tuesday morning, guys, at 7 a.m. Mountain Time, you're going to be blown away. You can check out, preview the sales also in all of our groups. Whoever invited you to be on this call, they can send you all of the images of all the promotions. It's the biggest sales of the year. Like hundreds and hundreds of dollars in savings on our collagen, on our GLP-1 system, our body transformation system. And for those of you that are social marketers or become social marketers, you can even get certified through our mentorship program for free just by using the products yourself, documenting your success with it. I think I'm on week 6 of our mentorship program, which is absolutely amazing. So to be able to get certified through this mentorship program, to be able to help other people, think about it, guys. I think 9 out of 10 people want to lose a few pounds, okay? Like I said, this is not rocket science. And I think the other one probably wants to lose weight too. How many you have your skinniest friend on the planet that really you look at them and you're like, you do not need to lose weight. And they're like, I need to lose 5 more pounds, They got to run around in the shower to get wet, but they still want to lose a few pounds. So that's kind of what I'm saying, guys. There's probably not many people on the planet that don't want to lose a couple pounds, get rid of wrinkles, get rid of aches and pains, have more energy, have better gut health, all the things. And so we're just here to help them do that, which is amazing. And once people get on these products, man, they're so blown away. They're like, oh my gosh, people that have tried everything. And it makes me so happy to see that those people that have tried everything, that are ready to throw in the towel, that are like, I don't believe this is going to work, and they're blown away by their results. So I could go on and on about that. If you guys missed the kickoff call, we changed the date. It used to be on the first Wednesday of every month, and I think it was the first Wednesday, but now it's Thursday. So I know a lot of you are like, oh, my God, I missed the kickoff call. So that is in one voice. You can catch that replay. We'll drop the replays in all the groups and stuff like that. Make sure you watch that so you can learn more about the Black Friday, Black November. And, guys, then we have Cyber Monday. It's just sick and wrong what is happening. And then that takes us right into weight loss season, okay, because, and here's the thing, guys, why not lose the 8 to 10 or 12 pounds? Why not lose that now before you go into the holiday season, because that's what the average person gains during the holidays, is about 8 to 12 pounds. So why not lose that now? I'm so glad I lost that 10 pounds before I went into the holiday season. Okay, get those little black dresses ready, folks, for those holiday parties. It's going to be amazing. So I am really excited, guys, because I have 3 of the most phenomenal women on the planet that are going to share their story with you. And one thing that I think you'll realize by listening to these ladies is we're all just normal freaking people. And if we can do this, so can you, okay? Whether you've been around a little bit, maybe it's the first time you're even listening to anything about this, and you're like, who is this lady that talks too fast? I don't think I talk too fast. I think you listen too slow. So I just get excited, okay? I get fired up because, you know what, we're changing people's lives. We're giving them their health back. We're giving them their life back. We're giving them their time back, guys, because all I know is yes, the money is fantastic, but I love the freedom that this business offers. And I want every single person on the planet to experience that. So without further ado, I'm going to bring these ladies on because you are going to love what they have to say. Oh, my God, my puppy is like chewing up stuff under my desk. Hey, stop it. All right, so the first one that I want you to hear from is Angie McAlpin, and hopefully I pronounced her name right. She is a Director 1, Platinum 2, guys. She's a stay-at-home mom with 3 kiddos. She's a former yoga instructor. She owned her own studio. I love her story. I can't wait for you to hear it. And she is rocking the business, okay? Director 1 is over 12,000 in team volume. P2, oh my gosh, P2, girl, you were just crushing it on both sides of the comp plan. I am so excited for you to be able to share your story with everybody. So, Angie, are you out there?
I am here.
Awesome, girl. So let's do this. Let's start with the Cliff Notes version of your story. I always love for people to hear people's backgrounds, even if you're doing, Modere full time. I love for people to hear your background and what you used to do and kind of how you got here and how you found us and how you got here. And then we're going to take the gloves off and we're going to give people your best tips, tricks, training, all the things to crush this Black November promo month. So go ahead and share your story with everybody, Angie.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you so much. I just adore you and appreciate you in every single way. So I'm Angie, and I am from North Carolina. I was previously in the restaurant business, basically until I found my yoga. I went from being a server to being a bartender to being a manager and then a district manager. And although I was super good at what I'd done, I created systems for restaurants, and it was great, but it took a toll on my health, and it was stressful. I worked, sometimes 50, 60, 70 hours a week, and at that time, I only had Alyssa and Jude. And they suffered from, not being able to play sports like they wanted to, things like that, because I was constantly working and could not get them back and forth. So we lost time there. But I continued and until I found my yoga, and I knew that was my passion. I knew at that point that I was here on this earth to help people, to give tools to help people become a better, healthier version of themselves. And so it was hard to get out of the restaurant business. I was scared because I knew the money was there. I knew that it was consistent, and it was really scared. I knew with yoga that, it was not going to be the same amount of money, but I didn't have an option because I ended up early one morning having a seizure at work before anybody was there. Luckily, my best friend was there helping me prep, and ended up in the hospital. And when I woke up and came to, the doctor told me, he was like, I don't know what you're doing for a living, but you need a new job. He flat out, he said, because all your numbers are perfect, your health is perfect. There is no other reason for a seizure at your age other than stress. Yeah. So that changed my life. And wow. I became very aware of my body. I started yoga, and I saw people going live on Facebook, and saw one of my really good friends go live all the time. doing makeup on live, and I'm like, what is she doing on there? And that is when I was introduced to network marketing. And even though I couldn't do makeup, I didn't even really wear makeup, I love the fact that she could communicate and have connection with people on lives. I was scared to death to do one, but I was like, I want to be a part of that. And so I was with the company for 2 years, and I liked it, but it wasn't fulfilling me. It wasn't filling my cup. And in the meantime, I'm still doing yoga, still own my yoga studio. I actually even started a yoga school where I was teaching yoga teachers how to become a 200-hour yoga teacher, certified through Yoga Alliance. I was doing all of that, and COVID hit. And so everything got shut down. And I really dug into network marketing. And like I said, I was with my company for 2 years and still practicing yoga, and ended up tearing my rotator cuff. And I would not put my ego aside and continue to practice, even though it hurt. And it caused bursitis in my shoulder, and I continued to practice, went to a surgeon. He was like, surgery's the only way, and I'm like, no. I started searching collagen, and I started doing my research. I started trying, and I knew by doing my research that if I could find a high-grade, like medical-grade collagen, I knew that I had a good chance of healing my rotator cuff. I stopped practicing every day as my teacher demanded, but I finally get out of my ego and heal my body. And I started seeing one of my friends talk about this collagen, and I heard her say that it was medical grade. I heard her say that it was 98% absorbable. I heard all of these things, and I'm like, I've got to try it. And to be completely honest, I got it 3 weeks later at 2 tablespoons a day. I woke up, and I did not have that dull, achy pain in my shoulder anymore. Now, I did do some physical therapy, and it helped tremendously, but that dull achiness was still there. But after 3 weeks, I was sold. I'm like, I'll never, ever not take this anymore. What is this? This is my path. Now, little did I know about the pudding. That was a game changer, and it just kept getting better from there. So 2.5 years ago is when I joined this company, and it has just allowed me to be exactly where I need to be on my path. I am doing it full-time now. I am a single mom. I do have one 8-year-old at home, but this is just me being able to make such an impact on my own time. And now I don't have to miss any more moments. I don't have to miss those sports anymore. I'm a parent teacher, classroom teacher. I get to help. I get to go on those field trips. I get to do all of the things. I get to take my youngest son on vacations. I just took him to Cabo with us. I went on the same trip as Michelle, and definitely ate my face off too. But I was able to take my 8-year-old on that trip with me and my best friend, and I'm just it's exactly where I need to be.
Wow, Angie, I love that so much. And it's just I always say, and I mean, how many of you listening to this call right now really truly believe that everything happens for a reason and a purpose? And sometimes when you're in the midst of some of these, things that seem so having a seizure and just things like that just seems so horrible at the time. And it's sometimes when we're going through those tough times, if you can just have the faith, have enough faith to, the size of a mustard seed, you can move mountains. If you have just that little bit of faith to know, okay, there's a reason I'm going through this, and there's probably something, even better on the other side. But it's so hard at times, right, when you're going through those tough periods. But, man, girl, to lead you to where you are today, I got chills when you were talking, because it just makes me so happy. And really that's what this business is about. And the fact that you got to go on an all-expense-paid trip and take your kid with you, I love that. I was thinking about it when I was getting ready to leave for Cabo, and I thought in 29 years I was doing the math, and I think I've been on, if I counted correctly, 47 all-expense-paid trips, because some of my previous companies, we went on maybe 2 and 3 a year as top leaders. And I'm just like, wow, where else could you work for 29 years and go on 47 all-expense-paid trips all over the world and not pay a dime? And I mean, it's like, and you're qualifying for these trips because you're just doing what you should be doing anyway, which is building your business, helping people get on these products, helping people, make a side income or a full-time income doing this. So hearing your story, it touches my heart, Angie. I love it, because it's women like you that, like this, you're like the reason I do what I do, And so I love it so much, girl. So let's do this. Let's switch gears a little bit. I would love for you to share with these guys exactly what have you done and what are you doing, because you're crushing it on both sides of the comp plan, which I'm so proud of everything you're doing. You're building an amazing team. You're rocking it on your customer pod, which, guys, you make up to 36% month in and month out, okay? And when people get on these products, they don't get off them. These products are freaking amazing. So, Angie, share with these guys some of your best tips and what you would do if you were brand new, if you've been around for a while, if you're launching or relaunching. Just take the gloves off and really just share with these guys what you've done and what you're doing.
I would have to say that consistency is key. I mean, absolutely. Like, if you can be consistent, that is number one. You can't pop in and out. I mean, you have to really be consistent. And another thing that I would say that has helped me so much is, one, being super authentic with your people. If you are sharing like the raw side of you, the real side of you, people resonate with that more than you know. And that is how you grow your network. That is how you grow your people, right? And adding value. That's another thing, is I see it all the time. People are constantly, and trust me, before this company, I was taught to be spammy Tammy, so I already know. But I was constantly asking, who can look at my website? Who can help me hit a goal? It was all about me. When I flipped the script and shifted my mindset to, how can I help? What can I do to add value? So adding free value out there on your social media platforms is key. Like, adding free value. And sometimes that may be, for me, maybe a recipe. It may be 5 yoga steps or 5 yoga shapes in a sequence. It may be 5 gym exercises in a sequence. It may be that I'm sharing inspiration, words of wisdom, whatever it looks like. It's free value. You cannot expect people to just give and buy from you when you're not doing anything. Like, you're not, what are you adding? What, you got to be adding value. They're adding value to you. You got to add value back. Like, the free value is a really, really, really big thing, and it goes a really long way. People appreciate that, right? So the free value, being authentic, like, that's the number one thing I would say, is really sharing your truth. Like, I've shared my truth for the longest time, but last year when I lost my son, it changed everything, because I could have easily lost my entire business. But I was strong enough, and weak at the same time, but I was strong enough to share Jude's story with all of my people. And it connected with so many people, so many moms that have lost their children, so many aunts that had lost their nieces or nephews, so many. I mean, it connected with so many people, and they heard me cry. They saw me cry. They saw me on my good days. They saw me on my bad days. They loved me no matter what. And when you can build your people to love you and respect you like that, they're going to follow you forever. They're going to be your friend forever. So really just being super authentic. People want to paint a perfect picture on social media, but we all know that nobody's perfect, right? And when we can share who we really are and the highs and the lows, people resonate with that. So that is how I've grown my following. That is how I have close relationships, instead of just reaching out to somebody because their green light is active and saying, hey, can you share a post for me? Hey, can you buy from me? Like, start a conversation. Start an authentic conversation. Let's be humans. Let's get to know each other. I would say those are my top things. And for Black November, I want to say the biggest thing for me is building my VIP list. It has been gold for me. Like, letting people know that if they are interested, that I will make sure I take care of them first, and they are my VIPers. They do come first, and giving them, incentives, and we already are giving them so much. Oh, God, I am so excited about Black November. But, really building my VIP list for Black November, that would be my number one tip for building for November.
I love it. Well, Angie, I know a year ago you and I talked so much when you lost your son, and first of all, I just want to say how sorry I am again, because no parent should go through what you've gone through, and having two boys, I just can't even imagine the loss and what you've been through, and for you to come through, and I'm sure every day is still hard with that, and you're thriving, and you're getting out there, and you've probably changed so many lives that you don't even know about just with your story. So thank you for that, girl. And I'm giving you the biggest hug in the world over this phone right now. So
thank you.
Yeah, I just, girl, you got the biggest heart, and putting one foot in front of the other. I give you so much credit. I don't know if I could do it. People say, oh, you're so strong. I'm I don't know if I could be as strong as you've been. So keep inspiring people. Keep doing you, girl, because you're awesome. And I am so excited to see where you and your business go between now and the end of the year. So thank you for being on here. Is there anything else that you want to leave these guys with?
I just want to say thank you, Michelle. I appreciate you and our conversations, our manifestation that you shared with me. Thank you so much. I just want to share one more thing, that I've never had the support of community like I have with Modere losing my son. I had support already from Modere. A lot of companies, in my experience, my previous company, I didn't ever get to meet anybody at the top leaders. I didn't ever get to any trainings from them. I didn't get anything, right? And here, just coming in, I was already flooded with people that was so much higher than me in rank, but yet they wanted to pour into me. So, and then when Jude died, I got flowers from the CEO at the time. I got the outpouring from top leaders and since just checking on me, making sure that, hey, are you still good? Is there anything I could do? So much. I have to shout out John Melton really quick, because he is just has been amazing to me. And I just for me, the community. So my thing is if you can find a community that is going to support you through the hardest time of your life, you're home.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? And that's really what it is. And that's what it's all about, and I think sometimes people are oh, people just want to sell stuff. Well, yeah, everyone's selling something, right? Most people are selling me on why they shouldn't be successful, so everyone's good at sales. But the reality is when we really do we're so blessed to have the, I always say #dream team that we have, and the camaraderie and how everybody supports everybody and helps everybody sideline, upline, downline. Half the time people don't even know who's in whose teams in our organization, because this team is so solid and so just giving, and nobody keeps, what's working as a secret. Everybody wants to share everything with everyone, and shout out to this whole team, really, for just being who you are and leading the way like you all are. So, Angie, thank you so much for being on the call today. I'm so proud of you and so excited for everything you have going on, girl. Love you to pieces.
Love you.
All right. Okay, guys. Well, since that got me all choked up, I'm going to try to, get my shit together and so we can go on to Shirley. All right. So Shirley, oh my gosh, another one who's a Director 1 and P2, also crushing it on both sides of the comp plan. She's building an amazing team. She's building an amazing customer pod. Like I said, with a dual-sided comp plan, you can make a part-time or full-time income just building a customer base. You can build a team, or you can do both, and that's what's so beautiful. She is a wife. She's married to her high school sweetheart, which I just think is awesome and amazing. She has 2 adult kids. She's just a beautiful soul, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce her last name because it's French, and I would probably mutilate it. So, Shirley, are you out there?
Hi, yes, I am.
Hi, beautiful soul. How are you? It's so good to have you today.
I'm wonderful. I'm busy with Black Friday and everything, but I'm very happy
to be? Oh,
sorry?
It's the best. Isn't it the best busy to be, though?
Yes, of course. I'm not complaining at all.
Yes. Well, let's do this, girl. I can't wait for everyone to hear your story. So I'd love for you to share, what you used to do, what you do, how you got here, just like I had Angie do, in kind of the Cliff Notes version of your story. Let's start with that.
Yeah, well, hi, I'm Shirley Proulx. I'll say my last name, Shirley Proulx, from Quebec, Canada. So, yes, I am French, as you can hear in my accent in my voice. Well, I was a beautician. I was a stay-at-home mom. I had a daycare. I was a nail tech. And while I was a nail tech, I had a client that gave me the opportunity to go work for the government. Like me and the computer, or like I was like, I cannot even open a computer. I have to ask my husband how all of that worked. I was not a tech person at all. She says, no problem, I'll show you everything. And it was kind of a good timing because our kids were going to start college, so the expense and everything, and it would be money-wise, it would be better than to be a nail tech. So I jumped in the opportunity, and I'm still in the government after 8 years. And I have to say it's not my place. I'm there because of all the advantage and everything, but I'm working to take my retirement. And but all that to say is that I was too with two other company, network company before. And in my 40s, you have fine lines and the skin starts to sag, and I was looking at Botox and all of that, and I was like, I really would love, my beautician side was like more, I want something more natural. And I stumbled upon a TikTok of Vanessa J. And I was like, this can't be true. This is, I was so skeptical. And so I reached out to her, and it took me 1.5 years to place my first order. So this is to say that people are watching and they will eventually place an order. So, and I placed my first order on Black Friday 2 years ago. And 1.5 months on the products, I had really good results. My knees were killing me at that time, and I think a week into using the collagen, I had no more knee pain. And it took me like almost another week to put 2 + 2 together because I was so focused on having results on my skin that I didn't even think about the amazing result that you can have on your joints as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I was like, okay, this thing is amazing. I have to, to talk about it to everybody, and it all started at that time. So, and I'm so grateful because, like I said, I was with you previous company. Not to say nothing bad, but when I came here, it was another ball game. Like, it was next level. Like, the support, the trainings, and the community. And I'm almost 2 years into being here, and nothing has changed. Sometimes it's all, rainbows and everything, in the beginning, but nothing has changed. And for the community and stuff like that. So I'm so grateful to be here. And, so that's pretty much, in a nutshell, my story behind all of that.
I love that, Shirley. So just real quick before we move on to your tips and training, you were with 2 other companies. I think a lot of people have tried other things in the past, some with success, some not. I think a lot of people come here to Modere with a lot of MLM PTSD. They're like, oh my God, I've tried these things before, it hasn't worked, or whatever. Or they have total MLM PTSD from doing so many parties and meetings and home events and hotel events and bombarding all their friends and family and jumping down people's throat with both feet. So what are some of the biggest things that you saw when you came over here that made you realize that you were home?
The support. When I was in the Facebook group, and I went in the guides, and I saw all of the training that we had, I was like, okay, if you want to be successful here, you have no reason not to be, because you have all the tools.
Yeah, I love that. Well, and I think once people get into our team and they see okay, I can utilize this ATM system, which stands for Ad Tag Message. It's literally your ATM machine where you can get paid twice a day for just adding people to a group, tagging them on a video, putting them in a 3-way chat on Messenger with your upline leadership team or just a couple folks. And guys, you can earn while you learn. It's beautiful. Let us do the heavy lifting for you with the ATM system. It's so duplicatable, so simple, so duplicatable. I love what Jim Rohn says, easy to do, easy not to do, right? And, so it's so easy to do. If someone just does the do, they will see success in this business. So I love that, Shirley. Love that so much. So that's a great kind of segue for you to share with these guys. What are you doing and what have you done to see success here at Modere, and what would be the best tips that you have for people?
Well, like Angie says, consistency. Consistency is the key. Even if you don't see results, if you don't have likes, if you don't have comments on your post, on your reels, on your just keep going. And like I said, people are watching. And it will eventually and be yourself. Of course, you look at people who are successful to have ideas and guidelines, or to know, oh, that's working for her. I could do a spin on that. So for sure, be yourself. And if you go live, if you do a story, before I was so it has to be perfection. I didn't like when I would stumble on words or stuff like that. And now I'm whatever. I'm human, and people like that. I see that my stories are more. I have more views since I've been more me. I saw the difference, because in the beginning you're more robotic. You're more, you want everything perfect. But now I feel be yourself, be consistent, and just be a human. That's what I think it's the key.
I love that. Yeah, we always say be a human first, be a marketer second, right? And if you just be you and share your heart, I always say just open up your heart and share exactly. People say, oh my gosh, I've got this girl and she's a single mom and she has 3 kids and she's super sharp and she's outgoing and she's super sharp and great with people. What do I say? I'm like, that. Like, say exactly that. Like, when you approach her, say exactly that. Like, hey, oh my gosh, like you're a single mom, you got 3 kids, you're just rocking it, you got the best personality, you're so outgoing. Have you ever thought about like monetizing your social media presence? Have you ever thought about, adding another stream of income to what you're currently doing? Like, all it is just say the thing and ask the question, right? You get what you ask for, and I think right now more than ever, guys, to be in phase one is recruiting and selling every single day. And if you recruit and sell every single day, and that consistency piece, you heard Angie talk about consistency. Consistent self-discipline, you guys, it's just giving yourself a command and following through with it. It's keeping the promises that you make to yourself. People say, how do I increase my confidence and decrease my fear? Then do what you say you're going to do, right? Keep the promises that you make to yourself. So I love, love, love everything you said, Shirley. Is there anything else that you'd want to leave these guys with?
Well, I can just add something because there's an analogy that stuck with me because I was kind of shy to ask the question and to reach out. But when you think about it, a server at the restaurant, when they ask you, would you like to look at the menu of the dessert, and you say no, do you think he's all, he's all crumbling at the end, it doesn't hurt him at all. He just asked, you said no, and that's it. So it's the same thing with us. If we don't have, and people are shy too. People are so shy. They want to ask, but they don't want to ask. And by you asking, it opens the door.
Yes. I love that so much. I love that. Well, girl, keep crushing it. So proud of everything you're doing. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy Saturday to be with us and to share with these people that are all, wanting to know, like, okay, how do we crush these next few weeks? So thank you for sharing, girl. Appreciate you so much.
Thank you. Have a nice Saturday.
Thank you, honey. All right. Well, last but absolutely not least, I hope you guys have all been taking notes. I've been taking notes like crazy. And this woman, she's going to take the gloves off. And I will tell you, the woman you're about to hear from, Vanessa Day, talk about leading by example, talk about, like, setting the pace. She's a Director 3, Platinum Black 3. That means over $50,000 in team sales, but it also means over $50,000 in personal sales, guys. Okay? Do the math. 36%. Over $50,000. And Vanessa, I'll have you share with these guys your biggest. I would love for you to share. What was your biggest customer pod month?
Yeah, so biggest customer pod month was on Black Friday 2 years ago, and it was 52,000 points.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing, girl. Well, you're my idol. I think the most I've ever done is 11 or 13,000. So I see you ladies in our team just crushing it. I mean, when they say find people better than you and just plug them into the system, like, holy cow. John and I, like, we're not like, PB3s, but we learn from you guys and we implement what you teach us every day. So, girl, I know that you have had 28 years in the hospitality industry, so I'd love for you to share, again, the Cliff Notes version of your story, what you used to do, what you do, how you got here, and then I know you're really going to teach us how to, I want 50,000 in my pod this month, so I can't wait for you to teach me how to do that. So let's start with your story.
Sure. Okay. So, hi, everyone. My name is Vanessa J. So I am 48 years old, which is a little bit nuts to me. 8 years ago, unfortunately, I was going through some things. I was going through a divorce. I was $30,000 in debt. I was a busy restaurant manager working, 55 plus hours a week. Sometimes that was first thing in the morning. Sometimes that was a mid-shift. Sometimes I was driving home at 3 a.m. watching the sunrise, So my hours were all over the place, and I really, really, really needed to find a way to bridge the gap financially for me. And I saw a girl on Facebook, and she posted, she had bought herself a brand new white winter coat. And I'll never forget, because my bills were piling up. Sometimes it was hard for me just to put gas in my car because my paychecks were literally paying off this debt that I had. And I was just like, I just remember looking at that white winter coat going, God, I can't even afford to buy boots. Like, I need to do something. I need to do, I need to make a change. And so I reached out to her, and she sent me this long email, and I was like, nope, I don't know what this is. I'm not having anything to do with it. And 2 weeks later, I received a bill in the mail, and that put me over the edge. And I had a sleepless night, tossed and turned, woke up in the morning, and I said, all right, I don't know what this is, but I'm going to give it a shot. And that was my first company. I was with them for 2 years. And I want to tell you guys, my first paycheck was $26. I was so excited about $26. I was like, I just made $26 online. If I can make $26 online, I can make $260 online. If I can make $260, I can make $2,600. Yes. It literally limitless. And I had a moment of going, like there's something to this. And 8 years ago, it wasn't like it is now. There wasn't TikTok and, all these things. But I was just like, there is opportunity here. And I remember laying my enrollment kit around me, just looking at this business in a box. And, at the end of the day, it's the energy that you put into this, this thing that will make all the difference for you. And so I gave it my all. I was with that company for 2 years, but I did feel after 2 years I was just spinning my wheels. It was very recruitment based. Unless I had a team, I couldn't make any money, and that was the reason why I was in it. I was like, I really needed to feed myself at the end of the day, And after 2 years, I started to question. I started to feel very discouraged, and I was literally praying one day, and I was just like, please, like, somebody show me the way. Like, there's got to be a better way to do this. There's got to be a better way to figure this out. And the day that I was ready to walk out the door and say, forget it, maybe this isn't for me, I received a message. So, don't discriminate, just saying hi to someone out there. You just never know what might happen. So I received a message, and we started a conversation, and she did a crazy thing. She did a crazy thing. She added me into a Facebook group. She tagged me in a video, and I did not even look at that video. I was just so excited that there was a Facebook group and a video. I was just like, oh my gosh, there's tools here that I don't have. And I was trying to create similar types of tools with my previous company. I was like, oh my God, all of this is at my fingertips. And, at that time, again, running around a busy restaurant, I didn't have a lot of time, you know what I mean? And so I just said, you know what, I'm giving this one last shot. And I walked into this business a little skeptical, a little bit broken. And then I remember my first month, I think I made over $1,000, and I was like, what? I couldn't believe that I was earning product credits, and I wasn't, the money didn't have to necessarily come out of my pocket, and I could, and there was just so many things. And I made that money with no team, and I was like, well, this is amazing. And so I finally realized that I had discovered this opportunity where not only could I make an income on product sales alone, the training was there, the tools were there. I walked in and I saw all these leaders that I had been following or buying courses from, and they were all here, and I was like, I just found the University of Network Marketing. This is amazing, And so it was amazing. And so I just kind of went all in. And I have to tell you, though, after my divorce, and I just have to tell this story for somebody who might be listening, because after my divorce, I was, unfortunately, there was a few things going on in my life, and I was pretty broken. And at that time, I sat in on a coaching call, and this woman asked me a question that changed my life. And she said to me, here I am just trying to make consistently $1,000 a month, at least that, that could kind of bridge the gap. And I remember she said to me, if you could have anything at all, if you could have anything you want, what would it be? And I said to her, oh my gosh, if I could make $4,000 a month, I would be so happy. $4,000 a month for me was a big deal. My rent, my bills, to live, I could walk away from the restaurant industry. You know what I mean? And I was like, $4,000 a month, if I could just make that. And she said, $4,000 a month, if you could do have anything you want, $4,000 a month. And I kind of thought about that for a minute. I'm like, where along the line did I put a value on my worth and what I could create? $4,000 a month at the end of the day, that was pretty much what I was making full time, And all of a sudden I realized, oh my gosh, I have the capacity to create so much more for myself. And that's when I really decided to go all in. Life is funny. Life is a very funny thing. COVID happened. All of us in the restaurant industry were laid off. And I was like, it's my time. Let's just do this. And I decided to go all in. And I was making decent numbers. I was starting to build a team. I was just starting to step into leadership a little bit more. And then, my training, what I want to talk today is like Black Friday. Black Friday, everyone, changed the trajectory of my business forever. And I want to tell you that in the next 2 weeks, you have the ability to literally change the landscape of your business from here moving forward, because that's exactly what happened to me. I don't know, Michelle, do you want me to just go in and talk a little bit about?
Yeah, girl, let's just get right into it.
All right. Yeah, so I want everyone to just get really, really clear on your numbers. I think a lot of us have this capacity of giving ourselves big goals, and then automatically we say to ourselves, oh, there's no way I'm going to be able to hit that. And I remember, 3 years ago, Black Friday, my goal was Platinum 3. Platinum 3 was huge. Like, I was like, how am I going to hit Platinum? No, I think I want to hit Platinum 1. I think I want to hit Platinum 1. And I was just like, well, I'm going to give all the energy to this goal. And I just started to, and I remember the beginning of that month, I had 70 points in sales. I had sold 1 bottle of trim. I had adopted a cat who ended up having ringworm. And I was like, oh, my God, I was so behind. And I was like, how am I going to hit Platinum 1? And at that time, what I wanted to do was I wanted to reverse engineer that goal. So, when you think about Platinum 1, that's 5,000 points. And for most of us, I know at that time, that was a huge number. And so whatever your goal is, even if it's Platinum, maybe you've only hit Bronze, and Platinum is a big goal for you, and that's okay. I really want you to get clear on what it is exactly that you need. If somebody's listening and doesn't know what reverse engineering is, take a look at your points. Take a look at your favorite product, what it is that you love to promote the most that is a part of the Black Friday deal. And so, for example, buy a sell is my thing. I love our collagen. It's the most amazing product. So I know that a 2-pack of collagen is 150 points. So if you were to take a look at Platinum, you know that you need 20 customers in 17 days to get 20 customers to buy that bundle so that you can hit Platinum. I knew 3 years ago that 50,000 points, that's crazy. 50,000 points, listen, my friends, if I can do it, trust me when I tell you, you can do it too. 50,000 points at that time, we had buy-sell bundles, which was about 250 points. And I knew I needed 200 customers during Black Friday to hit 50,000 points. 200 customers, and I had to break those numbers down smaller and smaller so that my mind could kind of wrap itself around that. I hope that makes sense. So really, really get clear on your numbers, however big or small that is, just so that it's something that you can wrap your head around. Number one, when you know exactly what you're marketing, you can get very specific with your marketing. I always say to myself, Facebook is where you build your relationships. I love TikTok for expanding your reach. So if you're finding these days that you don't have enough people looking at your stuff, get yourself on TikTok as well so you can get more eyes on what you're doing and put out that video content, because I'm finding that is just, for me, that's always been the best way to market to a lot more people on a bigger scale. What else can I tell you here? I'm just trying to think.
I love that, Vanessa. I love that you just, broke that down, because, even for me, who's only done 11 to 13,000 in personal sales, and like in my biggest month, P3, I love that you like 50,000 even to me. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I could ever do 50,000 in personal sales. But when you're like, oh, help 200 people get on the BioCell, or help 200 people get on the body transformation system, I'm like, no, I know 200 people that want to lose a little bit of weight,
Exactly.
So exactly. I love just breaking that down into kind of those bite-sized pieces. I love that.
Yeah. So it's a time, the next 2 weeks, it's a time where, there's going to be a lot of noise out there. Every person has something going on for Black Friday, and, just make sure that you're showing up, get yourself out there, because you want to make sure that you try and break through that noise. And as the other girls said, Shirley and Angie, by the way, those two ladies are absolutely fantastic. I love them both dearly. Authenticity, being yourself, but being present, that's the most important thing. A lot of things I try and do right now, things that I don't want to think about in the next 2 weeks, like planning some posts so that you don't have to think about posts. You know what I mean? Maybe recording a few stories that you can kind of repurpose over the next 2 weeks, so that your main focus should be maybe going live, reaching out to people, following up with people. And as, both girls said, your follow-up list, your VIP list, huge, so those are the things that you really want to focus on next 2 weeks. Now, listen, 50,000 in a month, hardest thing I ever did, hardest thing I ever did, but it was amazing. I knew that for 2 weeks I was not leaving that chair. It's not for everybody, you know what I mean? But if your goal is, 3,000, 5,000, 7,000, your customer pod, it is so doable, and the time is now. And I just want to tell you, your energy in the next 2 weeks has to match your level of desire, so if you do have a goal, make sure that you're putting your energy into it every single day. I was looking at my points and saying, okay, where am I at? Where do I need to be? What are the things that I can do today to bring that goal closer to me? And so just a lot of clarity, and you've got this. The next 2 weeks is going to be amazing.
Oh my gosh, Vanessa, I love that so much. And really, that's what it comes down to, guys, is your comfort zone equals your wealth zone. I mean, what's the worst thing somebody could say? No? Like, did you die? I mean, if somebody wasn't your customer today and you ask them and they're not your customer tomorrow, nothing's changed. But what if they become your customer and then they lose 50 pounds on our system, and then they go tell everybody about it, and they turn into an Angie, a Shirley, a Vanessa, a John Melton, or any of the amazing freaking leaders that we have in this organization? We all started with being skeptical. We all started with a no following and no friends. We all started at suck. We all started not knowing what the hell to do. And so the crazy thing is, guys, I'm telling you, like, if you just keep it simple, the system works. If you just agree to do the damn thing, okay? Like, get out of your comfort zone, and like, you hear all these people in the personal development rule, like Mel Robbins has the 5-second rule, like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, just do it. Darren Hardy talks about 20 seconds of fear. Like, just bust through that 20 seconds of fear and just do it. Don't think about it. Don't contemplate, to consider, to evaluate your entire existence before you ask somebody if they're open and taking a look at what you have, because you have a message in your mouth. And I'm telling you guys, you could literally make more money this month than you have made in the entire year combined. And I know that sounds freaking nuts, but we've seen it happen over and over and over again. So, gosh, Angie, Shirley, Vanessa, I love every single thing that you guys have shared today. Team, I'm telling you, like, make a decision to do the thing and be productive versus active, okay? Ask yourself, is what I'm doing right now making me money? And if it's not, stop doing it. Get out there and make a difference and stop making yourself the deal and make the person that you're talking to and that you want to help. How can you help them? What are their health goals? What are their fitness goals, weight loss goals, beauty goals? And then help them with those goals. If they want to make a little extra money, help them make a little extra money. And if you've even made $300 or $500, can you show somebody else how to do it? Absolutely. Okay. And guys, we have a system in place, and systems are duplicatable. People are not. I will tell you, John Milton, he does not need me to close his people, but I'll tell you, the dude will put me in 5, 10 three-way chats a day. People like Ashley. Ashley puts us in probably 5, 10, 15 chats a day. You look at these people that are in the top of our team, just do what they do, guys. I promise you, if you do what they do, learn how to say what they say, you'll get their same results every single time. Guys, this is the month to do it. I'm so excited about this month. And guys, we're biggest month of the year. And then, we head into December, which we have amazing promotions for, the holiday season. Then we're heading right into, guess what, body transformation season, weight loss season. People with the new year come goals of wanting to lose weight, make more money, have a better life, make this next year better than this last year. But it starts with a decision, right? It starts with keeping the promises you make to yourself. And guys, I know a lot of you have been messaging me about when is the goal setting training. A lot of you know I do the most powerful goal setting training every single year. I've done it for 27, 28 years. We're mixing things up a little bit. There's a lot going on in December. GoPro is on December 7th. I know we have an elite retreat the following weekend on the 14th. So I am thinking about switching it up, possibly doing the goal setting event on an evening. So let me know your thoughts on that, guys. I'm so excited to bring that to you guys again. And guys, I'm telling you, you can change your entire life this month. And I know that's a big, bold-ass statement, but it is true. So, ladies, Angie, Shirley, Vanessa, thank you guys for being here today. And I want to thank every single one of you for taking time out of your busy, amazing Saturdays to be with us. We're here every Saturday unless we have an event going on, same time, same number. New leaders, new people every week that are willing to take the gloves off and tell you how to do exactly what they've done. So you guys go out there, have a blessed, amazing weekend. Make it your best month yet. Love you guys. Have a great week and have a great Black November. Talk to you guys soon. Bye, everybody.